right, give it up for Scott one more time, you guys. All right, come to the stage right now. Wait, let's see who's next. Who's the next victim I can fuck with? No, I'm just kidding. This next person I love to death. This bitch is always backstage dealing with us drag queens. I think she's seen my butthole more than once in the past like 6 months. But you know what? I love her to death, and I want you to put your hands together and show your name, show your love for Sam Hale.
Hello, everybody. Hi. You guys, I love doing stand-up. It's my favorite thing in the world, and I'll tell you why. You never know what's going to happen. You know, I just did a show the other day, and Amy Schumer dropped in. Right? Pretty cool. And of course, I wanted to meet her, but I didn't want to be that idiot who's like, oh my God, I love you. So I stalked her on the patio. Figured out what I wanted to say, marched right up to her, and as soon as I got there, this tiny little blonde woman just came and stood there. Totally blocked me, would not move, and Amy scampers off. I'm not going to meet her. I am so mad at this tiny blonde woman that I go up to her, and I tap her on the shoulder, and she turns around, and she's David Spade. Like, I'm from LA. I see celebrities all the time. My grandfather was an actor, but it's still cool to me. Let's talk about my grandpa actually for a second. He was on the original Lost. Yeah, back in 1964 when it was called Gilligan's Island. He was the skipper, and thank you. I didn't even have to do anything for that, thank you. Whenever I tell people that my grandfather was a skipper, they're always like, oh my God, yeah, I see it. You look just like him. The fat guy? Really? Thanks, little buddy. And then my great-grandfather, he was in all the early swashbuckler films with Betty Davis and Errol Flynn and all these incredible people. And when you come from a family as successful as that, the bar is set really high. So I get really high and work in a gay bar. I waited tables in Los Angeles for 13 years, and I knew I had to quit the day that this woman came into my section and she's having a heart attack. She's like, excuse me, hello, hi, I need a gluten-free menu and some more bread. And then she says, question, I like soup. That's a statement, you waste of space. I was so irate, I literally went into the bathroom and masturbated. That's how upset I was. I used to go home and watch movies after my shifts just to forget the day ever happened. And I watched Batman a lot. It was like a superhero thing. Maybe I have some Batman fans here. I love Batman so much. By far the best superhero. But I have some problems with some of the casting. Like Anne Hathaway as Catwoman. I'm sorry, but the only thing that rose for me in The Dark Knight Rises is my appreciation for Michelle Pfeiffer. You can clap for that because she was hands down the sexiest Catwoman ever. You guys, in order to prepare to play Catwoman, she took weightlifting, strength training, yoga. She practiced with that 12-foot bill look for a month to prepare for the role. And it bothers me because it doesn't seem fair. You know, when Ben Affleck signed on to play Batman, he didn't even learn how to act. You know? I have a lot of issues with casting in commercials as well. There's so many commercials that don't make sense to me, casting-wise. Like, here's the thing. I don't believe that J-Lo uses Garnier out of a box. Or that Beyonce uses L'Oreal. Or that Peyton Manning drives a Buick. Or my favorite, that Mila Kunis is down in a basement distilling Jim Beam. At least it's believable that Jamie Lee Curtis needs Activia. I was home the other day and a movie with Gwyneth Paltrow came on. Nope. I said, nope. Did you guys hear what Gwyneth Paltrow said about Donald Trump? Gwyneth Paltrow actually believes that it's going to be a fun and exciting 4 years. For very scary reasons. But when she said that, it just made me think, you know what? The only movie I actually enjoyed Gwyneth Paltrow in was Seven. Her head winds up in a box, and it's probably the best head she's ever given. And then she's got that website, Goop, if you're familiar with that. Oh, someone laughed. You've obviously read it. It's a nightmare. She gives women advice that we shouldn't be taking at all. One of her latest entries was about jade eggs. And a jade egg is a polished stone that Gwyneth Paltrow believes that women should put up inside their vaginas and leave it up there overnight so that we can increase our sex drive? I saw that and I was like, look, if I'm going to put a rock inside me, it's going to be a professional wrestler. I also like to watch, I love documentaries, I'm a huge documentary nerd, and I just saw one the other day on Ed Gein. And I don't know if you guys know who Ed Gein is, but he is the inspiration for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Psycho, and Silence of the Lambs. Yeah, it's some heavy stuff, right? So here's what actually happened. The cops raided his farm in the 50s in Wisconsin. They're like, Mr. Gein, we need to know where all of your victims are. He said, okay, no problem, just get me a piece of apple pie with cheddar cheese on it, and I will tell you everything. So they go in, they find a woman's jawbone, uses a wind chime. They found coffee cups made of bones and skulls, and then they found a woman's face. You guys, her entire face in a paper bag under his bed, and I was watching this, and I was high out of my mind. And I was like, oh my God, that is disgusting. Who puts cheese on pie? And weird. And then I love all those, all the crime shows with all the criminals, you know, like Snapped and Dateline and 2020 and the Martha Stewart Show and all that. I watched so many of those shows, and they always get caught, which is a good thing, but they always get caught doing something stupid. You know, so now, like, I'm so paranoid now after watching this. Like, every time I go to buy bleach, I pay in cash and wear a hoodie. Just in case. Because don't do these two things if you don't want to get caught, if you're going to commit a terrible crime. First of all, don't take out a life insurance policy on the person you're about to kill. And second, don't come on the curtains. A couple people got really uncomfortable, so now we know who comes on curtains. That's good. That's great. I'm not a completely terrible person, though. I like uplifting things, too. I love inspirational quotes. I love them. And I found a really good one the other day. It goes, the greatest things in life cannot be seen or heard. Helen Keller. You guys want to think about that and process it for a second. She gets better, though. She then goes on to say, I would rather walk with a friend in the dark than alone in the light. That one actually, yeah, that one got to me too. It actually really made me think, because I was like, you know what? I would rather not be Helen Keller. If only she could hear how dumb that sounds. I know. I also love to look up fun facts, like little fun trivia bits, and I found a good one the other day. Let's see if anybody might know it. What kind of animal can open its mouth wide enough to actually fit a 4-foot-tall child inside? Ann Coulter. Comedy. Back to why comedy is so fun, back to the whole, like, you never know what's going to happen thing. I just did a show not too long ago with a bunch of porn stars doing comedy for the first time. I get there, and the main girl on the show is this girl named Sophie D. And Sophie is this super... Someone just got really... We found the straight man in the room. Congratulations, unicorn, we have found you. So he knows that Sophie D is like a super hardcore bondage, do anything kind of a girl. And I get there, I go to the dresser. What was that? Damn straight, and so are you. We get it. So I get there, and Sophie is backstage having a meltdown. Like, she's hysterically crying because she's so scared to do stand-up. I was like, really? Let's talk about this. Six-way anal gangbang? No problem. But stand-up comedy, that's what you're afraid of? She gets up, she does her set. You know what? She's actually really funny. She's really funny. She has a great set. But her big closer was she took off her shirt to reveal the most perfect tits that I have ever seen. And I had to follow that. It's not that funny. So you know what my big closer was? I took off my pants to reveal that my asshole's still tight. Thank you very much, you guys. I'm Samantha Hale.
She's a liar, her asshole's not tight. Don't ask me how I know. Oh my gosh, you guys having a good time so far? Alright, our next comedian you've seen on Walk of Shame on VH1. Put your hands together for Jordan Pease.
What's going on?